everyone, welcome for this new weekly community show. Welcome to all and welcome to all new players that are joining our community thanks to the open weekend. So welcome guys. If you have any question, do not hesitate to ask them. First, we have a little patch to discuss. Well, a little patch, not so little actually. Then we will be speaking about the open weekend. That being said, I have nothing prepared to show you, so I do not have a screenshot or a little video to show you about the weekend. That will probably happen next week if I have the time to do so. The patch notes, January 31, we're already at the end of the month. Is it crazy, isn't it? What's new? This week, bring a few interface updates, dynamic thread scaling, and a new Ember vein. This is quite interesting. And look, a new Ember vein. That's nice. I was not expecting a new Ember vein to be ready this patch, but here we go. So, and I know what kind of Ember vein it is. So our highest level will be very happy about that one. Bug fixes and improvement. Tech, defend the threat roll bonus now applies to threat only abilities, such as provoke. You no longer stand up if hit by a dot tick. Fix the rendering issue with the water in New Haven City on Mac. Okay, that's just for the Mac users. Alright, interface now, let's see. Added lock button to the roll, blacksmith and merchant windows. So that's really great. So if you want now you can lock that down and be sure that it stays in place. Coloring active defenses in the combat lock green. And updating parry and block tooltip. It was confusing for a lot of people, and so we were saying that it's probably not updated yet. So now that's fixed. Design, increasing the base parry damage mitigation value. Normalize rare spawn rate for retro reach. Increase riposte damage and threat. Ah, that's really cool. Added Ashen Quillbacks. Yeah, finally! Ashen Quillbacks. Are you not happy? The Quillbacks could not become Ashen, and there was plenty in Middleland. So now we will see those horrible little bunnies in Ashen version. Isn't that nice? Added a second region to Quillback, Raccoon and Raven. Nice! More reason to hunt raccoon. Isn't that good? You guys have been asking for it. Added threat modifier to shield. New inhabitants appear to be leaking out into the beach in Red Shore. Huh, I wonder what it is. That's going to be a spoiler because we're not going to visit that immediately. So, new inhabitants appear to be leaking out onto the beach in Red Shore. From where do they come from? So you guys will have to discover that. Rat nests are now 0 children rats. Yeah, because the rats in a rat nest are not giving you experience. Why? It's the same thing with the handhill. Because it is farmable. You could stay by the rat nest or the handhill and wait for infinite respawn, which could be absolutely abusable. So we don't want you to farm the rats or the ants and gain plenty of experience like that. It will be horribly boring, but very efficient as well. So to avoid that, those ants and those rats are not spawning experience. What's spawning experience is the destruction of the nest or the anthill. So that's why they are now 0 chevron, so you know that they will grant you no experience. And plus heal stat now only impact actual healing abilities. And that's nice. Someone else were asking me this question earlier in the stream. Well, it was not exactly that, but now the plus heal only impact healing abilities and plus damage only impact plus damage, obviously. but that was always the case. All right, new stuff. Let's see the new things that we have. We don't have a nice screenshot to show you, but there's new stuff. All right, exit delay. A number of people have been taking advantage of our goodwill by exploiting the instant exit feature of our game to get around aggro. Because of this, a delay has been added to exit the game. Attempting to exit the game will force your character to sit for this delay, which can be cancelled by standing. There are a few exceptions to this rule. The delay timing are as follows. In the city, no delay. At an embering and not in combat, no delay. At an embering and in combat, 10-second delay. Not at an embering, in combat, no combat, 20-second delay. Alright? So that's going to be a little bit annoying, but it is to avoid exploitation, because some people are abusing some, you know, you have a way of doing things, and then it's going to be exploited by someone. So we need to do that. And I really liked how we say, a number of people have taken advantage of our goodwill, and because of this, so you can blame those people or blame yourself, you are doing it. All right. Dice modifier on crafted weapon. We have gone through a few balance iterations for the dice modifier on to crafted weapon. This modifier is the ability to go from, say, 1d4 plus 2 to 1d4 plus 6 with certain crafting material. Unfortunately, weapons at higher level and lower delay were close enough to one another in dice modifier that crafted weapon were far exceeding dropped item. This resulted in a rare weapon finds feeling worthless and difficult to balance. For the time being, the crafting dice modifier bonus has been replaced with a plus haste bonus. We are actively working to raise up the level 30 to 50 weapon tier gaps to have more rooms for things like dice modifier to return on imbued weapon at a future date. But we felt that addressing the imbalance of those items was important enough to address on its own. Okay, so crafters. This is for you. This is a message for you. Weaponsmiths, must I say. Apparently, this was making the rare drop not good enough. Therefore, instead of having 1d4 plus 2 and using a certain material and 1d4 plus 6 using another material, instead of having that changing, so that will be similar to every crafted weapon, but if you change the material, what you will have is a plus haste bonus instead. Well, the purpose was the crafted equipment, and I can understand. The goal with the crafting is that it stay not as good as a rare weapon you find in the wild. So we still want that the rare items on a boss, on a rare boss, are exciting to find and are more powerful than the crafting one. So Quetzal, mine had a plus 15, but I'm okay with it. I banked a few rare weapons. Alright. So when there's a change like that, and if you don't like it, feel free to speak about it. But so it is an ongoing work, but apparently it was too imbalanced, and therefore it's needed to be addressed. Like, I imagine if you have a plus 15 that you have crafted, then you don't care about hunting a new weapon. So Quetzal is saying, it's a challenging challenge, but I get it. The hunt for rare drops and payout should be better than crafted. Sunurili is saying, they should be comparable to boss gear, maybe have modifier, but the difference. No, we want the crafted equipment to be less good than boss. So I understand that not everyone will agree with the principle, but that's what we say. So first, random drops on mobs, then regular normal crafting, then you have more rare like semi-boss mobs, then you have the imbued crafting gear, and lastly you have the named, right, the very rare items. Make the rare drop bonds so you can sell them. Yeah, that's another discussion. I think that the idea was to allow player to sell them. I don't really have an opinion on that. So I honestly don't have an opinion on that. But I can understand that there's people from one side or the other. I don't know which one is the best, but that's something that could be discussed. If you think that the rare mob drop should be soul bound, it could also create more drama with need and greed. So it's all the kind of things we need to be cautious about and think about all of the consequences. So to continue to discuss with Frank, then what's the reason for not equal? Because we want you to be excited by hunting names. We want you to want to hunt names, to have the best equipment. If you can only craft it, then you're not really excited about it. You don't really want it. It's disappointing. This is something we have been testing and discussing through the alpha and the beta, because the crafting discussion had been something going on for a while. At some point, and that was also my feeling, okay, I have crafted my equipment, now I don't need to do anything in the game except leveling. But it was not exciting to go in dungeon or to find a rare. And I think that's the idea, oh, there's a name, yes, let's see what it's going to drop. That need to stay the ultimate experience and the most exciting moment, in my opinion. But I can understand that for some people, maybe to have this while crafting something is good enough, but then they need maybe even a different type of recipe or something like this. Okay, I'm going to catch up on comments regarding this. It's quite interesting to have so much discussion about this little change too. So Arx is saying, yeah, I agree with the core idea of the correction, just not a fan of the method of the correction, but let's see how it plays out. Yeah, thank you, Arx. I can understand that it's disappointing, especially if you were excited to get that +9. Leola is saying, yes, but we have to hunt for the rare recipe or rare material to make the crafted items. So it was feeling like, hey, now we can make items that are good. It just feels like, why go farm for recipe now? But I think that it's still, it doesn't really make the crafting item not valuable. It's just not the best, because it was never intended it to be the best. Krieger is saying, I like it, less cash shop like, if you can get better gear through hunting. So you can sell looted gear. Why can I sell my crafted gear to the NPC? I do believe, Frank, if you cannot sell your gear to the NPC, is to avoid an inflation of silver, especially with the regular crafting gear that you're crafting a lot and you can easily craft. Probably not so much the imbued one. That being said, we still need to work on the disconstruction, which at the moment only give you crap items, and in future it should give you some material. It should give you a chance of rare material. So generally, crafting is not supposed to be obsolete. Like I was explaining, with crafted equipment, you're crafting your equipment, you're guaranteed to have it. You're not guaranteed to have something dropping from a boss. Because the boss is rare, and because the drop rate is rare, and because you have other people competing for the loot. So, with the crafting equipment, you have worked for it, you know that you have your best in slots gear until you can find something that is better while hunting for named and rare. So that will be the idea. Now, I'm not saying agree with me. I'm just explaining you the philosophy behind that. You have the right of disagreeing with that philosophy, obviously. But that's the idea, why you have a progression, and that crafting is very high. Imbued crafting is very high, but it's not the highest. And like I say, if you have suggestion, like serious suggestion, feel free to open a thread or to answer in that patch notes. If it's really directed to that, you can answer directly in that patch notes to give your feedback and your thought about it. So Arx is saying, I would suggest for rare drop to make them horizontal upgrade rather than vertical, meaning make them more unique. Example, maybe they have specific directional that weapon is known for, or make them provide more stat in general to make them better than crafted, but without the need to nerf crafted gear. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, I get it. As it is something that need to be balanced overall. Like I say, just give your feedback about that. Yeah, that's also true, Leolad. So it's what Frank was saying the same. So maybe we'll have to do this soul bond thing, so you don't have to purchase it. That might be a better solution. So Rev is saying, in my opinion, I would rather name dropped be lore, so you can only have one per character. Crafted should stay no bind or lore to allow it to have more purpose. Yeah, it might be the best solution to do that, making things a little bit harder, or more interesting. Jeremy of Narnia, the haste will buff something like healer's healing cooldown, right? I'm excited about that. I know damage is great, but I'm looking forward to that on my weapon. Yeah, plus haste affect healing as well. I'm going to have an opinion on everything, say Frank. That's alright. You have the right to have an opinion. Okay, but now let's continue to share the things. Ashen update. Ashen creator have gotten a slight update this patch. Previously, Ashen will scale down 2 chevron to 1 chevron, for example, when spawn, and have a blank aggro table. They will no longer scale down, 2 chevron will remain a 2 chevron, but instead spawn at half health. Oh, in addition to this change, all targets from their progenitor will be inherited from their threat reset. This means that the Ashen will know all of its previous targets, but your position on the threat list will be reset. Interesting. That one is pretty interesting. What do you think about it? It will make things a little easier, I think, into the Ember Veins. Will the half health spawn give full experience? I think that you only have the experience for one target anyway. I'm not sure about that. What is it currently, before the patch? Do you have experience for the mob plus the Ashen? Yeah, nothing is said about the experience, so I do believe that it will continue to give the same experience. The story is not telling anything about that, so I guess that it will be the same thing. Ah, look at this. That's very interesting. A new Ember Drift, a new high level 45 plus Ember Drift has been spotted in Retro Reach. This content had been created specifically for Nautilus and Quetzal and friends. So I see that Adric has been hurry his ass off to get something for Nautilus, Quetzal, and the others. There it is. Hides. Yeah, I see you. Well, that will be and I know because we have discussed about that. So that the first piece of content that will be dropping will be Ember Drifts, because it was the fastest content to create. The big 3 stage dungeon that will be found under Red Shore Forest at the beach, you know where it is. That dungeon is taking a lot of time to prepare, and it will be released in 3 different phases. Then we have also the Stronghold Fortress in Dryfoot. That's also an open dungeon that will be prepared. But that type of content is taking a longer time to prepare, to have the spawn and the Nash mesh and the loot and the rare and all that kind of things. So to respect the emergency of offering some content for the highest level that we have in our community, the Ember Vein were the fastest content to produce for them. So there it is. There's probably another one in the work. Blinding Grain, no name and shame. That was not for shaming. It that was not really shaming. It was more spotlighting your moment of fame. No, I know, but it's a good joke. Blinding Grain. Especially after the drama that I caused was that. Now I'm not using that word anymore. Like, I am refraining myself. If I see someone doing naming and shaming in the chat, I will say, keep your private discussion in private, thank you. I'm not using the words anymore. I'm not going to cause havoc again. But everyone is learning, even me. So that being said, I still stand my ID, behind my ID. Alright. Threat scaling, I think that's very important as well, because we needed to work on the tank. So all of those things, they can seem very small on the patch note, but they require a lot of time and testing. So new tech, and it's a new tech. New tech has been implemented that allow for a dynamic threat bonus on Provoke, Roar and Fading Strike. The purpose of this tech is to allow the player to more effectively close the gap between themselves and another player on the threat list. Yes, so if you recall, we were discussing about that in the last patch note. For Provoke and Roar, this bonus only applies if you are not on the top of the NPC threat list. The bonus threat value is proportional to the difference between the top threat and your threat. For Fading Strike, this works the opposite direction. You get a negative threat bonus if you are at the top of the threat list. The negative threat bonus is proportional to the difference between your threat and the next highest person on the threat list. I'm wondering how the threat for healers will be with that change. Will it change anything, or will it make it more difficult? Because, you know, when the DPS is using his Fading Strike, usually the mob does not go directly to the defender, but the supporter. Or at least that's how I saw things. But we will see how that goes. Oh, Yarpentingran, excited for the exit delay. This should prevent Dual Boxer from sneaking into EV and stealing named. That would be nice. Leola, a lot of courage for your work. You take care. Thank you so much for passing by and for sharing your opinion. And do not hesitate to discuss about what you think directly in that thread. So we will see how that works out, right? Okay. So work in progress. As you know, we have a thread specifically for the work in progress. If you want to know more about the work in progress, you can see it there. When it's done, it's stroke, right? Okay, but here, every week, we have a little update about the work in progress. Dueling! What? Oh my god, I was not expecting that. Like, I didn't had a hint of that coming. Have you ever wanted to duel someone in our game? Soon you can. All two you will be dueling with dice, not weapon. Oh wow! More info to come next week. What is this? Like, no one told me anything about this. I feel betrayed. So it's dueling with dice. Interesting. I'm wondering what that will be. Okay. Yeah, but I firstly thought it would be that as well, Smartbone. Especially we have been discussing a lot about this during the open weekend. QA server, finally, that's going to be really nice. The QA server 1 to 2 week or new QA server is up and running internally. There are a few more kinks to work out, but we should be able to get this going within the next week or two. This is going to be a massive improvement about the patches, about the testing, and about everything. So, to remind you, because we have been discussing about this the past week, and I really recommend you to check out the episode with the interview of Undone, which has not been edited as we speak. But those of you that are watching this video on YouTube, you might probably have the chance to check out that video. So I'm going to put a link of that video in the information box, because it's an important interview that will give you a lot of information. Therefore, the QA server will be for us the occasion to push patch pretty fast on the QA server. We organize several questing session, testing session for you, the community, to get on the QA server. What will happen is that your main character from the live server will be copied on the QA server. You will have access to a few things like some cheat potion and some equipment and stuff like that, so you can really try out different things, try out different classes, or also having a max level character if you want to test out the max level content, for example, and you just started the game. This will really allow you as a player to test the things we need testing, but also to try out different things you have not tried on the live server. That being said, all of the content will not always be up, and the QA server will not be up all the time either. There will be specific window for you to test it, and maybe once a week there will be only Middleland to test, and the next week it will be Retro Forest and dry food. Who knows? So do not expect to have a whole playground for you to try out crazy things. It will be more windowed than that, for different intent. First, to not use too much power and strain or whatever we are doing on the QA server, but also to not deplete our active player base onto the QA server and they spend all their life onto that server instead of the live server. No, we still want to play with other player on the live server first. But this will also allow us to do bigger patch once a month instead of having small patch every week. The patches will happen first on the QA server, so you will still have the occasion of seeing our progress, but the big patch will happen once a month. So the patch will be a little bit more consequence. You will have, like, you know, everything we have spread through a month gathered in one big patch, which I think will be much more exciting as well. It will be easier to market the patch. We can do a promotion of the patch in a better way, and it will be better for us as developing the game. We can make also more test, like trying out different things, tinker a little bit without being scared to break down the server, to break your character. So it will allow us to be more experimental in the way we handle changes and polishing and other stuff like that. I still want to have a little discussion about the open weekend. That being said, we are going to discuss about that more next week, because then next week I will have the time to prepare my screenshot and all the kind of things. That being said, I've not taken so much screenshot, but we had a very nice streamer marathon, and I would like to have a word about that. First, here you can see the list of all of the streamers that has been participating to the streamer marathon. They all did an amazing job. I'm so proud of that team. Everyone were truly having their own personality and their own take onto streaming and onto the game. So we had so many different style of stream and different way of well, it was different show basically, but it was really fun to see all those different streamers and what they were organizing for the stream. Some streamers were really well prepared. They had put a lot of effort into their stream, so I was very amazed to see some of them and how seriously they have taken this. As a reminder, all of the people that are streaming, they do that, you know, for free. They are not having any special advantages except for a giveaway to offer through their stream. That was the only thing. So I am so happy and so proud of everything. So I recommend you to check out all of those streamers. So let's start with Ray Draco on Twitch. She started the stream marathon in the middle of the night, and she had 3 slots, so she streamed for 6 hours and she did so well. She had been so generous with the new player and welcoming them so much. After it's me, then we have Nofer. Nofer is a new player of Embers Adrift that joined us maybe 1 or 2 weeks previously the streamer marathon, and he was so excited about the game. He told me privately, really enjoyed the game. I've not played World of Warcraft for 2 weeks now, so that's really cool. We have Oran One Play. You probably know Oran One Play because he was participating to the previous marathon. He did something quite fun. He had hardcore mode. So he was playing a character. If his character was dying, he had to delete the character. So he was playing quite differently. He didn't die, so he survived. But he was really, oh no, I'm going to get beaten by this boar. Oh no, maybe I need to run. It gave a little tense to the thing. So it's really fun. Creator Zero, which has recently come back to the community and restarted playing again. I've done several groups with him, it was really fun. Unfortunately, I've completely missed out NPC Nate and the Nathan Napalm that were streaming on YouTube. Of course, I cannot catch all the streams, but I really wanted to see them, so I've not had the occasion for that. And they're streaming on YouTube, so we have a few YouTubers, and for this marathon I really wanted to mix up the whole community and not segregate people from Twitch or YouTube, so I wanted everyone together. Then we have Alice Blue. You know Alice Blue, she's one of our oldest alpha tester. She knows very well the game and she's working on the wiki. Sprout the Healer. So Sprout the Healer, it's very nice because it's a player that we're super enthusiastic about the game during the beta, but he's very invested with his study. It doesn't allow him so much time, so he cannot play the game. And now it was his week of holidays and he could come back for the game for the first time since the beta, so it was really cool. We have been playing in group with him as well. It was very fun, and he was also nice enough to replace Popular Topular, unfortunately, that could not participate to the marathon at the last minute. So Sprout the Healer really jumped in, and he was assisted by Creator Zero, and they were doing a show together basically. Then we have Shadow Zero Soul, which also had stopped to play the game for a while and that came back organizing group like he was used to do in the past. Then we had the Pantheon Plus. Actually, it was Tarek organizing it, but it was on the channel of Pantheon Plus. Pantheon Plus, they are doing plenty of show and plenty of let's play with a group of streamers, and they are streaming together, and you can see 6 webcam or 3 webcam of them playing together the games they are playing. It's really interesting, and it gives a very different take onto streaming. And so for that show in particular, there were 3, and they were exploring dry food while being completely underleveled. And Sparrow was part of that stream. So you had Tarek, Sparrow, and Drac, and they were exploring dry food. It was really fun also because you knew what will happen. They will stumble upon any enemy, they will die horribly. It was really exciting to see. Then we had Morland TV. Of course, Morland TV is one of our devs. And so he had a very nice stream as well. Followed by Feldance Gaming, which is also one of our old alpha tester. And it's amazing to see how the alpha tester can explain the game in a different way. Because they have seen from a long time, so they can explain why some change has been implemented that way. They have other example, other anecdote to give to the viewers. Then we have Cinderella and Arx. So there are a couple in real life, and so they were grouping up together while doing the content they were doing, but they have 2 very different style of stream. So that was quite interesting to see that. I really enjoyed to see them as well. Arcs really have a lot of input to give to the understanding of the game, and they have prepared themselves so well with a lot of comments. You could type on the chat /class and you will have all the class described. Ultimately, I think I completely missed the stream. I was probably AFK. Unfortunately, I probably did say hi and then I had to do something else. Then we have Songbox. You know Songbox, the specialty of Songbox is that it sings song. So that's not really Embers Adrift related too. It's improvising a lot of song related to Embers Adrift. So you can request him a song, he's going to take his guitar and he's going to improvise you a story about Redshore Forest, of how the Warden is the best class or whatever it is that you're requesting. It's really interesting and very entertaining. And what I like with Songbox is really fostering this feel of family among everyone. Palette Box, I only saw the end of his stream because it was late and I was sleeping, but he's really awesome. This is a really great guy. He has been farming the mandrake recipe for so long. It's really nice to see all of those people. Then Shadow Zero Soul again. Flicky Workshop is actually the artist. It's a friend of mine. And he's the artist that created all those little emotes. That's the emote from Flicky Workshop. And he has been playing Embers Adrift for the very first time, so it was really a fresh eye onto the game. Then Ash Beyond Gaming, really, that guy is awesome. He has been streaming some endgame content, or endgame-ish, not really endgame, what I'm saying, but higher level content in Redshore Forest. I've been part of his group, and he had a very nice way of offering giveaway. He also doubled the giveaway he has, so he had 4 keys, and he added 4 keys from his own pocket for the community. And instead of using a bot, he was asking questions to people, and then the chat had to vote for what question was the best answered. Like, for example, why do you love Embers Adrift? Or what is the one feature should be added to the game? It was really interesting. It was a very nice way of seeing that. Locke is a very interesting streamer, usually focusing on Elder Scrolls Online. He's part of the ESO stream team and he's creating podcasts. I went on his podcast a few weeks ago, like 1 week or 2, where in interview about Embers Adrift. And so he joined. It was the first time he was playing and was discovering the game, so that was quite nice to see. He had participated to the beta, but this was the first time he joined for live. He went with a group into Central Vein, so that was quite cool. Then we had again Arx and Cinderella, sorry. They were doing some aquifer, some ember vein. No, they did the ember vein in dry food. Then Sandbox again, and Level Up Larry. I unfortunately missed his stream, but that's also someone that used to play a lot to Embers Adrift. So that was a little summary of what happened during the streamer marathon. I'm going to show you some clips and video next week probably, but please give them a follow. They're really cool. All right, that was a little bit long, I'm sorry, but I kind of wanted to give a word for every streamer. And you know, when you start with one, you need to do it for everyone, and then it takes a long time. Guys. So every week I am organizing several events. So first, you have the meeting on Discord. So those meetings are organized so we can chit chat with each other, just socialize. We don't even have to speak about the game, but it's just to get to know each other. But then sometimes the devs are joining as well. Very often, Adri come the Wednesday, and then Moreland join the Thursday. So you will see the dates and the time of those events in your time zone in the Discord. You have an event section. That's where I post them. The event section on Discord is important. We are sharing every event there. When there's a maintenance, it's shared there. When there's a community weekly show, even if it's every week, at the same time, on the same channel, we're still posting it there as well. The Discord meeting are posted there. And then when there's a special event, like a fair trade or like a GM event or whatever it is posted as well on Discord. This week, I didn't have the time to prepare it, but I'm planning a little event for Saturday. So what I've done during the open weekend is that I have created the cheat Elloa character, which is basically a character that's going to be very flexible. So depending of the needs to join up group, I will be boosting my character or lowering my character, and I have the equipment, and it's a character that I keep separate because she's completely cheated. She got already all her bank unlocked, so I can store the equipment that is appropriate for each level, and I'm using a belt that we are using as GM to give you all the stats you require, so you don't even need to have any other equipment. You just have the belt and it's fine, and I have the maximum consumable and everything, so I can really play with anyone that requires something, especially the higher level. They've often asked me, Elloa, when are you going to play with us? And I could not catch them up. I cannot do that because I'm slow and I play not in an efficient way, so I will never be able to catch our higher level character. So to be able to play with higher level player, I have created this flexible character. If I need to welcome new player in New Haven Valley, I will be able to lower my character again, and it's all fine. And so we'll organize a first event this Saturday. I need to prepare it, and it will be posted in the Discord event and also on the forum. So that's my last little news. So I'm really looking forward to do some group content with the people I never group with. So good morning everyone. This is a new day in Embers Adrift. We are in Northreach. I am with a group of new players. They are low level. Smartbone actually is not the lowest in this group. It's 13. We have a Warden which is 12. And a Juggernaut which is 10. And then we have Slotbot which I think is 11. So we are going to do low level content that I've been streaming and showing up many times before. But that's still what we are going to do today. We're passing this very little cute farm. Let's kill some boar here. I also try to offer the possibility to Smartbone to level up his hunting skill, because he needs to level up hunting, as we are starting to adventure in Middleland, you need to be level 10 in hunting. And for that you need to level up his hunting skill over here on those creatures if they are not 10, but they can be 10 already with in Northreach. Hello, chat with Tam. Hi. Oh, I almost thought you were chat with this game, which was another streamer and player of Embers Adrift. So hi, how are you doing? Good day to you. Welcome in the chat. How are you? Hippie Grenade is saying, do you have land and house you can own? No, not in Embers Adrift. Embers Adrift is an indie MMORPG created by a small community, a small development team. We're 15 devs, and that includes me, which is developing the community, not really the game. So, yeah, we have the core mechanic of a nice game with a progression, but we don't have fluff stuff like housing, which will take a long time to prepare and to have properly. So this is something that we want to do too. It's really something that we think will be a really nice addition, but that will be a very complex system to put in place. So we need to grow and establish ourselves first before we can start to do something like this. So today we had our first level 50, our first max level player after several months of leveling, which is quite cool, I think. And many thanks, Yana, for linking the game into the chat. So Nautilus is the first level 50. It's Nautilus, of course. He has been working really hard. But yes, it's Nautilus. Well, if you're part of the community for a while, you know very well that it was his goal. He has been playing very hard to do that, because as he's the higher level, one of the higher level player, when he was leveling his character, not all of the content were adequate for him, because we have been adding more content. So he had it harder than everyone else that will follow. But he did it. There it is. Sometimes there is a nice rare named that can spawn here. A disease miscrawler. And Shu is here now. That's nice. So Shu, when you're done, just say it. So we can do the spider parts. And we are a full group, actually. We're a full group right now. And like I was saying earlier, we are a full group with 4 striker, which is pretty rare. Because usually it's 1 defender, 1 striker, and 4 supporter. That's what I've been doing lately. Most of the time. Okay, and so today I'm also pretty happy because I do have the correct... I'm not in potato mode anymore, so the graphics is a little bit better. That being said, here we are lost in the fog, lost in the mist, so you cannot really enjoy our beautiful graphics because we are in a pea soup, as we say. But it's kind of atmospheric, especially during the night. During the night you really see nothing at all. There's several areas in the game that are full of mists. And I need to not forget to use my dot here, my buff. Serration, it's a buff of the duelist. I'm giving a protect to Shrew. No, that's not what I needed to do. Damn it. Wrong button. That happens sometimes. I'm going to disengage. There we go. Sick as shit, we used to say. Okay. Is that a Canadian expression? Yeah, in French it's pea soup when it's very heavy. Ooh. I need that. What? It was arrows? I think it was arrows. Imbued pine arrows! Yeah! I didn't even pay attention to what it was exactly. Ah, the arrow, that would be great. Hey, we have a chest. Nice. A chest. Where's my recipe? Oh, wait. Tibuline, wait a second. Where's the pine arrow? Oh, for once I have super bad RNG. Oh, so sad. But I know now that it's the Mistcrawler that are doing, it's the bats that are doing the arrows. Alright. Well, now I know what animal I need to hunt. Well, one day when we are bored, Frank, we know now that we need to hunt Mistcrawlers. I need to do the bat EV a lot. Or the Mistcrawler in Midland, actually. I've never really done those one. Next stream, 12 hours of fighting bats. Roger. Yeah. That's what we are doing next week. Until I got my my arrows. Well, we can kill some croc also if you want, Monk. Oh no, you don't need it anymore. Okay. Okay, so where is everyone? I don't know, everyone is at different... everyone is doing different things. Yeah, here we have Smartbone, we have Sheila. Shrew is probably giving back his quest. Slotbot is coming too. We can continue to hunt for you. Let's hunt. Let's hunt a bit. Meanwhile. Right. So we're just going to get some creature here so Smartbone can level up his hunting skills. There should be some creature not too far in this little forest. And like here there's a bear or a boar. I don't see it. There we go. Here, boar. Let's do that. Right, it's me. Yeah. Here we have a raccoon. For me, those creatures are grey, so they don't grant me any experience at all. And certainly Sheila neither. So they're not even green. So meaning I'm level 18, so they are probably 7. Oh, the grizzly. Beware of the grizzly. Beware of the grizzly. So the grizzly is a creature that is much higher. We had already some trouble with the grizzly, if you remember. We have the grizzly just behind. That's pretty fun. Look at this, and the ground is trembling. That's awesome. Look at this. How fill it with mushrooms. I love it. I love the fact that we have a creature like that. So I know that someone have said, I think it's Drak. No, it was maybe not Drak. But it was someone from Pantheon Plus during this video that we have added big animals to please player, which is true. But there's a lore reason for what animal has been, what creature has been chosen. And so there's a story with the apparition of the Mandrake in New Haven Valley. The goal of adding the Mandrake in New Haven Valley, it was to have a more mysterious type of creature, because one of the feedback we received from player was, oh, it's a little bit boring, there's only regular animals. We would like to have something a bit more fantastical. And so we thought that the presence of the Mandrake was a good idea, and there's a story around it. Just the story is not in game yet, so we need to write it, but there's a reason. It doesn't come out of the blue, otherwise we could have put any creature. We have been discussing that. I was there at the meeting where we have been discussing this, and we went to yay, Quantum. We went to that creature because the seed of the Mandrake had polluted the farm with the presence of the adventurer. I'm sorry, no, we have only one healer in our group. No, you cannot get grizzly. Well, we can try to assist you, but that's not going to work. Okay. Want to assist Quantum with the grizzly? For fun. We may die. Well, maybe not. You don't want to try? But like, Quantum is going to get smashed by the grizzly if we are not helping him. Hello, Metal Pew Pew. I'm going, alright, let's go. Let's go, let's help him. Avoid the spider! Avoid the spider! Let's do this! Oh no! Oh no! What have you done? Look at all those spiders! Alright, I'm going to try to help Quantum and then help my group. Okay. Yeah, great. Shit. What the fuck? Look, come on, the spiders. It is very red. Yeah, I know it is very red. It is very much not the level of anyone except maybe Quantum. Okay, let's try to destroy those little stupid saps. Alright. I will do my best to heal, but we need to destroy the spiders. Like, this is such a mess. It is very fun. It's too bad that I have a nice view of the... okay, Quantum, going to heal him. Right, I'm going to heal myself too. Because a dead healer... Right. There we go. Well, everyone is looking. It's too bad the bears in the bush cannot take a good screenshot from that. And we don't have sun anymore. Ah! Do you hear a lot of noise in my home? Okay, cool. Ah! Oh my god, Quantum is there. There it is. Keep hitting. Alright, that's all I have. That's all I have to give. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Alright. So I am... Oh no! Oh well, it was a nice adventure, I think. Oh, look at this. Thank you, Smurburn. Oh, Slotbot will be dead in 2 seconds. No, you managed to survive. Oh my god. Oh. Alright. Resting a little bit. Look at this. That was an epic adventure. Do you agree? Whoa! What's happening? Okay. Good try. That was funny. Okay, let's destroy that one spider. It was fun. Thank you. All right. Sheila is dead. And voila, that's it for today. Thank you so very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see the weekly community show, they are always happening during the maintenance, the Tuesday at 2 p.m. At 11 a.m. Central American time, or at 6 p.m. Central Europe time. So be sure to join us on Twitch if you want to interact directly with me in the community. I will also post a different link in the information box. Feel free to check that out if you want to have any source of the information I've been sharing with you during this episode. I wish you a very great day, a very fantastic week, and I will see you next time. Bye!